Alright, everybody, so you see who's in the back seat? And
what's up, guys?
We're heading into radio station, Clear Channel.
And there she is.
Getting ready to rock out with Ambassador. We're gonna take you inside. You ready?
Age.
Let's go. Yeah,
I'm supposed to be able to download.
Deborah Smith Pollard, y'all.
Hey, how you doing?
The phenomenal Deborah Smith Pollard. Y'all ain't ready for her. FM 98 WJLB. She rocks every Sunday.
And you know, the responsible thing to do was to fall back, address matters at home, address matters in my personal spiritual life before thinking you can just waltz up and stand on stages and tell people what they ought to do. And so for several years, well, for a couple of years actually, I've just been on ice, on the low, you know, tightening the screws, with my wife, just shoring up that relationship, and just going back to the basics. So it's been trying, it's been painful, but it's been definitely productive.
And so now, let's see, the last time I saw you on stage, it was what was it, like last call for the crew. Yeah. And how does that feel now? I mean, you knew it was coming, but now that you're out here and you are the ambassador, and you're not looking over and seeing the fanatic and everybody on the side, or how does that feel?
I'm getting used to it. It's different. It's different, and I'm at the ground level. So what it will feel like, I don't even like this feeling. It's been so long since I had that pioneers, I'm alone, looking for fellowship, koinonia around what we do together. And you know, like they say, some people can be lonely in a room full of people. So you would think, how could you feel alone? You have people love you, you have friends, you know everybody, and yet being at a place where all that I have at my disposal doesn't fill the void that I feel from having run a certain way for so long. So, but I've been here before, so all it does is make you and the Lord cling closer, because He is truly who I'm rolling with. Again, I have a lot of people I know, a lot of people I'm in the midst of, but I'm relearning what it means to do what I do from this vantage point. I've never been a soloist without, like you said, a squad surrounding me. So this is new, it's beginning, but God is reteaching me what it is, and I can't wait to see what it looks like to grow from this point to whatever the next thing is.
I know some people would want to say, so ask him details, ask him details. I'm just not that kind of person. Not on Sunday morning, not most mornings, okay? But what I do want to ask you about is a couple of lines I heard in, you said it's sort of like a pre-single, not the real single. But we've got it on our webpage, and we're going to be playing it, called Because of Your Love. And you talk about friends and people who kind of walked away. Painful, or illuminating, or freeing. How does that?
All of the above. Let me be honest with you. People are stunned when they realize they paid all this money in insurance. But they've been healthy. Then when they get sick, their insurance company tells them, "Well, your insurance doesn't cover that."
Okay.
One of the things I do believe is I have been heavily invested in corporate community, investing in community, preaching the gospel, laboring. The time when you think you need community most is when you collapse. And that was the time when a confusion in theology, I'm going to just say it, a confusion in theology made people stumble on, what do we do at a moment like this? And Jesus would be simple. You pick up the dude who's left for dead, check him into wherever you need to check him in, and pick up the tab. That's the Good Samaritan story. That did not happen to me. I'll be honest with you. I'm part of this Christian hip-hop juggernaut. It was not Christian hip-hoppers who swooped in to be the Good Samaritan. And there's a lot of debate on what do we do now. And of course, you know, my former label took some strategies in publicizing they're distanced. And I believe this was irresponsible. I'm not smashing or rehashing beef, but never publicizing their journey with, because there was no journey with, so they couldn't publicize it, or even coming back full circle after you don't do that and say, let's revisit this and let's just publicize. We never intended for there to just be a public distancing, but a public reuniting. And maybe that will happen in the future but I just know that that, like you said, that pain was where's the gospel now? Where's what we've been building our ministry on now? Where's all the stuff we've been saying? I thought I would see it at this point, but I not only didn't see it, like I almost saw this fight against it. So it's one thing to not see it because people are just absent-minded. It's another thing for you to see them almost know that's what the response should be and work hard to not produce it, almost like people want to see you get what you deserve, and it's like, I know what I deserve. The gospel is the good news that we don't get what we deserve. But some people, the Bible talks about Jonah. I don't mean to take too much time or preach too long. The story of Jonah is about a prophet sent to proclaim, repent and God will relent. God won't give you what you deserve. He didn't want that for them. He disliked Nineveh so bad, he'd rather not even tell them that message was even available to them. Well, God forces him to go. When he finally goes and they actually repent and God actually relents, he's upset. So he's pouting at the fact this works. The gospel works. You go and God graciously extends mercy. People take advantage of that mercy and don't get the destruction that you hoped they would. And sometimes I felt like that was me. Like some people wanted me to get it, wanted me to hurt, wanted me to lose everything. And it worked in some senses because there was this muzzling the gospel so it wouldn't build me back up too quick. We don't want you to just get... And I was like, I don't want that. I just want fellowship during this time. And again, that was not my story. But God brought others who are not part of that world that I existed in. And it just goes to show you, God's got a body that's broader than our little cliques and our little circles. And we need the people outside of our circles, which is part of my whole new thing. Now it's like everywhere I turn, it's people outside of my normal circles that I'm running with. And I guess that's part of this drama unfolding. It's the wonder and the beauty of God's family being beyond where we seem to always be.
Okay. Well, I'll just say, just for my little point, I know Dennis Talbert and I. Oh. Yeah. And he came out to see you.
Yes.
And because I called him as soon as I got the news, and what I said was, tell him that I'm praying for him. I hope he told you.
He did.
Because, I know people think that anybody who works in gospel runs with everybody else in gospel. We don't know each other that way. We've talked and interviewed several times. Yeah. But I still thought I wanted to hold you up in prayer. And I believe there are many others who
Absolutely.
were. And that's a good thing. So now you got new music.
Yes.
And I think my audience wants to hear it. Can we listen to Because of Your Love? What are you calling this?
I'm calling this an icebreaker.
An icebreaker.
It just breaks the ice. So hold on.
Okay. Well, I like it. Listen to the lyrics. We've got the ambassador, formerly of the Cross Movement, now out there on stage, center stage. Well, not so alone, because he still got Jesus.
Absolutely.
This is JLB.com.